In this episode of the Level Up Lounge, we talk to the king of the demo, Mike Welch, and he gives us all the insights on creating a superstar demo team.
You're listening to the Level Up Lounge podcast.
Level up. Level up.
Level up.
Level up.
Level up. You're listening to the Level Up Lounge podcast.
All right, guys, we are excited to be doing this episode of the Level Up Lounge. We have one of my favorite people, Mike Welch. He seems to be the one guy that never ages. Like, literally, as he gets older, his martial arts skills continue to improve, still able to do crazy jump kicks and flips. I am mad jealous of him. Then right after our interview with Mike Welch, we're going to be going into our punch in the face.
A punch in the face.
And this week, we're going to be talking about how you can use positive mental talk to get rid of having a limited mindset. But right now, let's jump right into it with the king of the demo, Mike Welch. All right, guys, so I am really excited to have in the lounge this week Mike Welch. I'm naming him officially king of the demo. I'm happy to have him here. Mike, how's it going, man?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. I just want to thank you for taking time to join us. So I've done a couple live videos lately on demo teams. You are the expert on demo teams, and you have some of the greatest performances that I've ever seen from a demo team. But before we get into that, can you give everyone that's listening that maybe hasn't heard of you just a quick snapshot of sort of who you are and your background?
Sure. So my name is Mike Welch. I'm the owner and founder of Infinity Martial Arts in Madison, Wisconsin. We have about 6 schools, opened up the first location 10 years ago. I'm also the founder and coach of Team Infinity, which is about 9 years old. And Team Infinity, it was team demo competition that put us on the map. I've been running team demo. I've been doing team demo and competitions for maybe 15, 16 years, something like that. I brought a couple of other schools like I've worked for. I brought demos to like Diamond Nationals and maybe a few NASCA tournaments. But Team Infinity, we've won the U.S. Open 4 years in a row. So we're the only team to win it 4 times, which is, it for us, we're pretty proud of that accomplishment.
Should be.
And we've just... Yeah. And, so the team itself, the demo team is what put us on the map. And then slowly our individual competitors just being in that tournament environment, they grew, and became better individual competitors. So now our team is much more than a demo team. I think it's still what we're known for, but we got a lot of first place and world champions on the team as well. So I guess that's a quick snapshot.
Awesome. Now, when you started your demo team, or when you add new people to your demo team, what is the main thing that you're looking for?
The number one thing is they have to be committed. We do workouts on Sundays. Sometimes we do Friday nights. Those aren't necessarily fun for anybody. A lot of times that's days off or nights out.
Sure.
So they got to be committed to making the practices, being on time, and then committed to going to the tournaments. That's number one. So they've got to prove themselves that way. And then after that, it's can they mesh with the team? Are they coachable? Will they pick up choreography quickly? It doesn't necessarily mean so much if they can do a flash kick or snafu swipe or B twists or whatever. I mean, we want to get to that point, and that is a bonus. But the commitment to the team, the willing to work, the coachability, that's probably the number one thing we look for.
So what do you do to determine if someone has those things? Do you do tryouts at your school, or do you just sort of watch how kids are performing in their regular classes? What do you use to determine that?
It's both. It used to be where I did some tryouts, but I've gotten rid of those a while ago just because we developed a culture already that Team Infinity is a thing. So we have within our schools, each individual school has what we call Infiniteam, which is like our mini competition, mini demo team. So they'll go to Diamonds and AKA, and that's about it. And that kind of helps feed our team Infinity. So when we have recently we took some, like 2016, we didn't do any team demo because we had like 5 guys from the demo and we got 10 and we lost 5. So to regroup was a challenge, but we had next people coming up within these other programs. So I put them on Team Infinity. We spent a year just kind of polishing and molding them and getting them prepared. And then boom, we came out in 2016, or what year is it? We came about halfway through 2017. We did Atlanta, US Open, and Diamonds. So we have these teams that can kind of feed into them. And it works 2 ways. I'll approach them and say, you're ready, step up. Or they'll approach me and they'll say, hey, Mr. Welch, we're interested. What do we got to do? And then we'll get them working out with the team. So that's kind of the first thing. Like we find them, we breed them, we see them. But they also have an opportunity to prove themselves. Are they going to tournaments? And how are they doing those tournaments? That's probably a really important piece because if we get them in and they're working out with us, but the parents aren't committed to traveling to 6 or 7 national competition, then that's also not the right fit. I don't know. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, definitely. Now, do you have any suggestions for school owners that maybe aren't like big into competition or wouldn't consider themselves competition schools as far as determining factors for who to choose for their team? Because I know the competition aspect goes into it.
You can tie it into the same ways. It's really important to plan ahead, especially the parents that are the moms here. They're planning their kids' summer camps already. Right now they've probably finished Christmas shopping in July. That's so they're ahead of the game. They're on top of it. They really appreciate having a schedule in advance, and quite frankly, that helps myself and the instructors. So I don't run our Infinity team, but Joseph Bynes, my right-hand guy here in the Middleton location, and I hold him accountable. He's got to have, when are the workouts for the year? What tournaments will you do? What demos are they going to do? For example, we got a black belt test coming up in December. Well, your Infinity team, will they be ready? Can I have a couple guys do a team form? Do you have a demo that they can perform? So it doesn't have to be traveling the United States for national tournaments, but where do you want them to perform? And when are you going to have those workouts? When are those workouts going to be canceled because you have a demo or an event or a holiday? So getting that schedule ahead of time so people know this is what's expected of you. You can weed out the people that aren't committed. And then like having tryouts is a really cool thing. And that's when you hand it out and you say, bang, this is what we expect from our team. And this is why it's a really important thing to be a part of our team. And an opportunity to learn. If you got kids that are committed to soccer that are going to miss 50% of your workouts and demos, they're not the right fit.
Sure.
So we have to teach them, when you make a commitment to a team, you might have to make a sacrifice to something else. So you sacrifice the karate, your demo team, because you want to do soccer, or vice versa. You're committed to this team because it's a really cool thing and the parents see the value in it. So then they're going to sacrifice doing the competitive soccer league. So the expectations ahead of time, the schedule ahead of time. What do you want your team to do? That'll come with the schedule. Practices, demonstrations, team events. We run a winter camp, and every year when we do winter camp, we try to do something cool. So usually we go to iCombat, which is a laser tag.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then we can bring our guests out. So we get guest instructors and things like that. We get the teams together. Some of the parents participate. So that's a cool event that we do as the team.
Awesome. I love that, man. And your team performs obviously at a very high level. And I think a lot of schools, they see your team and they're like, man, I wish my team was that good. What do your guys' practices look like? Do you have it sectioned off as they do conditioning for a certain amount of practice? They do team forms. How do you schedule that out?
Sure. So the biggest thing is to get them all here. Right now, let me back up a second. So I wish my team was that good. We weren't always that good. It took a long time.
Sure.
And the only reason we got that good is because we stayed consistent going to tournaments, that environment. That's why we got that good. I have a lot of individual high level, but you don't need to have that to have an impressive and good demo team. So that might be a whole nother topic, but our workouts for our competitive Team Infinity. Every Sunday, we try to do just about every Sunday. We go anywhere from 2 to 4 hours.
Wow.
And we know that ahead of time, a good couple months in ahead of time. We review, this is the time of the demo, we're going this long. And a lot of times, if it's a longer demo, the last hour is always sparring, right? So some people don't expect to hear that, but we'll spar for the last hour because we have a few individuals that fight on NASCA. We have a lot of the team will fight at local tournaments. But I also find it's good cross-training. Awesome. I make my competitors spar, so we get the endurance out of it, the conditioning out of it, just that alone. So the first 30 to 45 minutes, I warm them up. We do some conditioning, we do some line drills, and then we do some tricking. So we have an air track, we'll bust that out, we'll get some time on that, and just let them kind of have some fun and high fly. And then right after that, we'll get right into either demo or individual forms. It all depends on what we have coming up. So for individual stuff, we'll drill some sections, we'll do the form hard. Sometimes we do like an in-house grand championship. So we'll split the team up. They each get like 3 or 4 different rings. There's 3 or 4 in them. They get to pick their form, or I pick their form. They go full out. Each team picks who they think did the best form. And then we do an in-house grands. And I'll buy them like a Gatorade or a candy bar. Or sometimes I'll give them like $20 cash. But that in-house grands get them competing against each other and holding each other accountable, really grading each other, judging each other, giving feedback. So if we do demo, it's the same way. I break it down. We hit sections. If we have to do choreography, that will take a lot longer.
Yep.
If we have a tournament coming up, then we drill a section hard or half the form hard. Take a break. Everybody do a form. Come back. Next half, demo. We hit it hard, hard, hard. Take a break. Everybody do an individual form. Come back. We do the demo 3 or 4 times, full out, beginning to end. We give some feedback. We make it better. That's like a perfect workout. Everybody knows their piece. Everybody's training. We're getting ready. We're improving. We're going full out. Bigger challenge is when we have to develop and do choreography. All
right, and that's where I'm leading into with you. I watch your guys' choreography, and it is awesome. A lot of times when you're watching your demo, you can't even notice the transitions because it's so fluid and so smooth. So I want to get inside of your brain when you're going through choreography. What is your like main focus when you're choreographing your team?
That's a good question. Main focus, I guess. Well, how does that visually look? If you take all the martial arts out, how does that look visually? Is it balanced on stage? Are the formations clean, symmetrical? Those things mean a lot. So when we have the whole team out, like in the very beginning, you're going to have your whole team out. The very ending, you're going to have your whole team out. How are those formations look, right? What are our positions? And then when we have the smaller pieces, if there's 2 kids or 4 or 6, how do they look? Where are we standing? And when we go from 4 to 6 to 2, visually, how does that look? What is happening on the stage? Again, is it balanced? Is it cool? That certainly leads into the transitions. So before we start throwing flash kicks and kick trick combos across, let's just walk through. Where are you going and when do you go? So that kind of gives us a skeleton on the stage of what the balance and the transitions should be and look like. And sometimes it gets really messy when we start punching and kicking. So we have to go back and simplify it, or why is it messy and how do we just clean that up? Because a lot of times it's not what they're doing. It's not the punching and the kicking. It's where we are on stage, how we're getting there, and how we're getting off. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's awesome. So do you actually have them like just do it just walking first without any martial arts to figure out the choreography then?
Yeah, sometimes, I know that for example, like we get the whole team out in the very beginning. Okay, what's next and who's going to be in there next? Let's say it's our bow staff piece and we got 5 guys that got to do bow. Well, that means I got to peel them off at some point. So I got 5 new guys on stage. So how do those bows walk off? Where are you guys going to go? What's our bow formation going to look like? And that'll tell us how they're going to walk on. Now I still got the remaining 5. What's that transition? So in the back, I got 3 guys, and on the side, I got 2. They're going to come in for bow. So maybe I'll send 2 to the back and 3 outside from that remainder, if that makes sense. So a team of 10, I got to get the 5 bows out. My 5 open hand guys are still there. Now I'm going to transition. We're just going to walk through it. Bows, you're going to walk to here. These are your spots. This is your formation. Empty hand guys, you're going to walk out. This is where you're going to go. Cool, that looks good. Now we've got the walk in. We know where we're going. Now I want you guys to chop punch, offensive front, jump front out. And you guys are going to aerial in. And the rest of you, you're just going to walk. Make it look cool.
Awesome.
So that's kind of how I would put that together.
I love it, man. That's great. So I want to jump into some quick fire questions with you, if that's cool.
Sure.
These ones are sort of fun. All right. What is your favorite martial arts movie?
Bloodsport.
Yes. Okay,
Yes.
USA. That's awesome. All right. What's your favorite music to work out to?
90s rock, 90s rap, early 2000s rock, rap.
All right. Awesome. Any specific group or artist?
I'm still a Tool head for sure.
Tool. All right.
I like Tool a lot. Yeah.
Cool. Any book that you'd recommend to our listeners that's a must read?
One that I recently read that was very motivating, an easy read, is called The One Thing. And I have it right here. It is written by Gary Keller.
Awesome. What's it about? Didn't know you had a book report, right?
It's really about what's the most important thing that I can get done today, or to get done this week, that'll help the one thing that I can get done this month, that'll help that one goal that I'm working towards. So just breaking it down, what's the one thing that you should really be focusing your energy on? For me, I can tie it in, what's the one thing we got to do today to make the demo better? That's when I'm focused on the demo team. When I get done with you, I've got what's the one thing that's going to make my holiday sale better, because that's what's coming up. That's the one thing that the school's focused on, that I'm focused on. So today, what's the one thing that I can do to be ready for that holiday sale?
I love that, man. Setting that priority. What's the one app on your phone that you can't live without?
Geez. Probably Spotify.
Spotify, all right.
Yeah, gotta have my headphones on,
Awesome. Michael, I had a great time talking with you today. What's the best way for people to follow you if they want to see what you and Team Infinity are up to?
Probably Facebook is the best way to do it. If you really want to see what Team Infinity is up to, find the Team Infinity guys. They're on social media all the time. They do a really good job of posting results and forms and training on Instagram and Facebook and stuff. I'm trying to be better at putting more stuff on our Facebook page. So if you find Infinity Martial Arts of Middleton, that's where I'll put our workouts and things like that. So social media is always best. Facebook, and then find the team guys.
Awesome. And we're going to be working on a Mike Welch training mix. So you guys listening and everyone, Mike's going to get me a list of his favorite songs to work out to. I'm guessing it's going to be a lot of 90s music, yeah?
Yeah. This was hard to do, by the way.
To narrow it down?
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, man. I always love doing the mixes for guests because it's always different songs than I would personally pick, and it gives me new challenges as far as mixing together different genres and different songs. I'm excited for it, and I know everyone's going to enjoy it.
Cool.
All right, well, thank you for joining us, Mike. I can't wait to see the next big thing from Team Infinity.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. That was fun.
Man, make sure you guys listen to everything Mike Welch just said about demo teams. He knows how to do it, and he does it better than everybody else. Next, let's jump right into our Punch in the Face segment.
Now it's time to take a punch in the face.
All right, guys, today we are talking about how to combat having a limited mindset. Now, here's what I mean when I say limited mindset. What I mean is a mindset that holds you back from progression or growth. That means you're just stagnant. You're not growing. You're staying at the same place month after month, year after year, whether it's personally or in your business. one of the things that we have to remember is that we cannot let fear control our thoughts. And one of the biggest things that I got from hearing Gary Vaynerchuk speak is he said, the one thing that keeps most people away from achieving their dreams is they care too much about what other people think. And that is so true. I cannot tell you how many times I've heard martial arts school owners blame their lack of success on not wanting to be a McDojo. If you guys are using the term McDojo, most likely you're using that as an excuse for why your school is not where it needs to be. I can't tell you how many school owners I've met who are grossing over $1 million a year that have a supremely high quality and high standards for their black belts and their students, and they produce amazing black belts and amazing martial artists at their school. This misconception of you can't provide for your family, earn a living, and make money, and also provide a high quality martial arts instruction and churn out high quality students is the biggest joke I've ever heard in my life. Whoever started that was someone that was jealous because they saw someone else in the position that they want to be at, and they didn't know how to get there. So instead, they made up an excuse via the McDojo. So again, guys, that's just an example of a limiting belief, but there's all sorts of them. I asked a question in my group in the Level Up Martial Arts community, which if you're not a part of on Facebook, make sure you get in there. We do daily live videos, give out tons of free content, and you're missing out by not being in that group. But one of the questions I asked, I said, what is keeping you from growing your business? All these responses, we got things like capital, not having enough staff members, all these different things. Wade, who is part of my community group on Facebook, I remember he was the only one that was honest and said, me. He said, I am the one keeping me back from growing. And that is true, guys. Like, we get in the habit of just trying to blame the economy, blame the area that we live in. Facebook ads don't work for me because I did it once and it failed miserably. And we get all of these limitations and limiting beliefs in our head when all of those, every time you come up with a new limiting belief, it's stunting your growth. It's pushing you backwards from where you want to be. So number one, stop giving a crap about what other people think. And I don't care if it's your master instructor. I don't care if it's your best friend. I don't care if it's your parents. Whoever it is, just stop caring about what other people think. And if you know that you're doing the right thing and you're going in the direction that you want to go, that is the most important thing. So number one, get rid of all of that negativity that you're getting from other people, block it out, do your thing, and just crush it. All right. Second thing is stop making excuses because you aren't where you want to be. Instead, start strategizing and making a plan for how to get there, and then implement and take action. Okay. So many martial arts school owners are amazing at gathering ideas, but they can't implement anything. And it's because they don't actually step up and take action because there's some sort of fear holding them back. Take action. Failure is part of it. You are going to fail. You're going to learn from those failures, and you're going to get better and smarter and not make those same mistakes. So guys, I want to leave you with that. I'm looking forward to catching you guys next time in the Level Up Lounge.
LevelUpMyMusic.com. Level Up Music, the #1 music streaming service for martial arts schools. Get clean, family-friendly, motivating music mixes that your students and parents will love. It's so easy to use. All you need is a phone, tablet, or computer with an internet connection, and you're ready to start streaming. Upgrade the atmosphere in your school. Get started today.